We have quite the doozy to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about Jeffree Star. So, for those of you who know who Jeffree Star is, you know you're getting ready to come into some crazy ass shit. And for those of you who don't know who Jeffree Star is, you about to come into something that's really crazy. First and foremost, let me tell you that I am Queen Osset Haru. And thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. And if you have time, please drop us a positive comment in the comment section and stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read and respond to two comments from previous videos. And one of them might actually be yours. Also, underneath this video is my email. If you would like to get a reading done, please email me. If you would like to send me a gift, if you would like to find out about Asking Aquarius merchandise, or if you'd like to hit me up on social media, or if you want to become a patron on Patreon, all that information is underneath this video. Now, back to Jeffree Star. So you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, how is she going to talk about Jeffree Star in this little video? Because my videos don't be that long. So let me tell you first and foremost, Jeffree Star is a Scorpio. And Jeffree Star is the Scorpio. I had to do a video about this man because he is the Scorpio. He encompasses every energy of Scorpio, positive and negative. And I always talk about how every sign has a positive and negative. Well, some people embody a lot of the characteristics on both sides. These are people I refer to as being gray. So they have good characteristics and they have some awful characteristics. And it's a combination of the two, the light and the dark. So I call those people gray. Jeffree Star is definitely gray. Now, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Jeffree and then explain to you why I talk about his Scorpio-ness so much. First of all, Jeffree Star back in the old days of MySpace. Some of y'all don't even know what MySpace is. MySpace was basically kind of like Facebook, but a little bit better, I would say, because you could actually personalize it. So it was something that we used back in like the 90s. It was an old one. And Jeffree Star became a star on MySpace because back then Jeffree used to do music. And he did music and he toured and he did music with other bands that were popular back then. I wasn't into the whole MySpace punk rock music thing. I wasn't into that. I was just using MySpace and connecting with the people that I knew. But Jeffree was a star on the platform, literally. So he went on to do music, and at a certain point, the music business just wasn't paying him enough. He wasn't getting enough gigs. It wasn't moving enough. So he decided to put his last little bit of money and his last little bit of energy because he did know some pretty affluential people. So he decided to pull his connects and put his money into makeup. And today, all these years, what's this? He was like a teenager back then. So we talking like what, 20 years later, he's this huge makeup, company business. It's called Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It's huge. And his stuff is supposed to be really good. I've never used it before because I'm not spending that much money on makeup. I love makeup, and you guys see I practice with it a lot, and I'm learning little things as I go along. But I'm not paying all that kind of money for makeup. I'm sorry, not when they got it at the corner store for a couple dollars. I'm just not doing it. Anyway, he has this really great makeup, great formulas, long lasting, all that kind of stuff. And ever since he came out with this, makeup company, he's been on YouTube, doing videos and tutorials on makeup and, videos about his palette and things like that. Well, the issue with Jeffree is that although Jeffree has all this positive, businessman thing going on, He also likes to keep shit going. And this is the darker side of Scorpio. This is the side that likes to do things to people. He's been accused of assault of different kinds. Okay, I remember somebody was saying that he used to go around with a taser and tase people for fun. And this was a long time ago, but in present tense, he's also still known for causing drama. Three of the biggest YouTube shenanigans, and that people refer to them as Dramageddon. That's how big they were. And this is basically Jeffree starting some beef, starting some stuff with his now ex-friends or somebody else. Usually it's an ex-friend. And I noticed that he, for some reason, I noticed that his biggest scandals always revolve around him getting ready to put out a new product or put out a new palette, or when he was doing this documentary series. And the docu-series is called, what is it called? It was called The Life of Jeffree Star or something like that. And when it came out, it was like another Dramageddon. So I'm like, he's planning these Dramageddons. So the reason why I thought this was so interesting to talk about, other than the fact that, like I said, all this major Scorpio energy going on, is that this man has basically used drama, used tea about himself, starting fights with people, or right now he's in a scandal right now with this gentleman he was having sex with. And apparently the guy had a baby's mom, and she blew them both up on Twitter, and all this stuff came out, and everybody is like, did Jeffree plan this? Because this seems mighty convenient. He got some concealer coming out, don't he? Like, everybody is like, this is really convenient. But basically, he has used drama and tea about himself to make himself rich. Okay? Very Scorpio, very calculating, very plotting, very ambitious. And I'm thinking to myself, he failed in music, so he probably was like, I'm not going to be poor again. I'm not going to fail again. Because he's a true rags to riches story. He came from a very poor environment. I remember him talking about how him and his mom lived in like a 1-bedroom apartment. He went through a lot of stuff. I think they said his father was the one who committed suicide. So Jeffree has had some really difficult things happen. And I think that he was like, look, after that whole, music thing fell apart, I think he was like, this is my last chance, and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to make this money. And he did. He is extremely successful. But when I look at how he does it, that's what gives me pause. Because I'm like, yeah, you may have climbed to the top, Scorpio, with that energy, but it won't keep you at the top. Constantly starting dramas and, acting like this TV villain, it's funny, it's funny to watch on YouTube videos, but it's not funny to live like that. It's not funny when, other people are constantly offended by something that he's done just for tea. Yeah, every kind of publicity, negative publicity, all that is publicity, free publicity at that. But the things that, some of the stuff I don't think he actually did. Like some of the things that he's accused of, I don't think he actually did. But some of it, I think he really did. I've seen him in videotapes doing stuff that was highly inappropriate. But at the time, we talking about the past. But then if you look in the present tense, I've seen him saying things that were extremely inappropriate. So I'm thinking to myself, and he's always claiming that he's changed. That was the old him. And I'm like, yeah, you might be a little more mature and you're definitely older. But the you I'm looking at now just got more calculated with it. The you I'm looking at now is just smarter with it. But the you I'm looking at now is still starting drama. Still talking smack, going on different shows and saying that another YouTuber that he was friends with, that was his little brother. He went on a show and talked about how this guy was so dangerous, and he assaults people, and then a couple, a year, 2 years later, you're accused of having done these same activities. Like, a lot of this kind of stuff is just like, wow. So I wanted to point this out to you because he is a very interesting character. So for those of you who like T, I like drama when it's not my life. I like to just sit back and look at other people's drama like, that's cool. So for those of you who like T, type in Jeffree Star. Millions of videos are going to come up because that's how he keeps himself relevant. He does these little dramas. He starts some stuff. He starts a fight with multiple people at once. He talks some smack about another makeup brand. And he has a great following. People that knew him from music who still follow him. People who just love his makeup who still follow him. But a lot of people online are questioning his morals. They're questioning the things that he's doing. And I'm going to tell you, the biggest issue with it for me isn't even all of that. The biggest issue in it for me is that I see all of his positive qualities, and they're all overshadowed by the negative. When you're a gray person, and you do nice things for people, like he'll give people money, like thousands of dollars, like strangers, literally. He'll come on Twitter, like during the pandemic, on 2 or 3 different occasions, he's come on Twitter and it's like, yo, who needs some money? And people have sent him, their stories, their pictures, their whatever, and Jeffree has sent them money through Cash App. He's done a lot of very generous things. I've heard so many stories about that. And I'm like, see, that's the nurturing part of Scorpio. That's that part. And that part of him is overshadowed by the darker side. Because when somebody says, oh, well, he gives, to different charities, and he gives to different people, and, he spends lots of money on that, which he has. Then at the same breath, the other person is like, yeah, but look at how he got the money. Somebody once referred to his money as dirty money because he uses tea and negativity and drama to get the money, And I'm just looking and I'm like, he probably doesn't even realize how problematic that energy is. And I keep seeing this struggle with his grayness too, because on one hand, I'll see him and he'll be talking to someone, trying to help someone. In one instance, I saw the other day, he had bought this huge crystal, and I was like, he's even drawn to crystals. So his spirit is drawing him to stop doing this. His spirit is drawing him to be that new person that he claims he is. His spirit is like, come on, come on, come on. And he's only 32 or 33 years old. So I'm like, well, maybe by the time he's 40 or 50, he'll have it. But he has to, in my opinion, start going more towards it. Don't talk about it, be about it, So I just wanted to tell you guys about that. And for those of you who know who I'm talking about, my only thing about the whole situation, look at that fly. My only thing about the whole situation is the fact that I see the light and I see it being overshadowed by the darkness. And if he would just get the point that the darkness needs to go, like stop the shade, stop all this drama. Why you messing with that man and he got a girlfriend and she all up on Twitter crying, and you are a multi-millionaire. You can have or be with anybody you want, and then the next thing you know, then now he's saying the guy robbed him. He's like, oh, he stole my Louis Vuitton bags. And the guy is like, you gave me these bags, But look at all this drama. And then right behind it, what is there? Another makeup launch in November, So everybody is watching like, yeah, okay. Everybody's on to the Jeffree Star business model. Start some drama, put out a product. Start some more drama, put out a product. But it's not a good look, especially for somebody who I really feel can be a better person. I see a light in him. I'm Aquarius. I have an idealistic view of everything. And I see a light in him that is overshadowed by all this negativity. And I think if he lets that negativity go, if he stops the gossiping, stops talking about people, stops, the things that he's doing, I think that he can be just as successful and people will love him and take him a lot more seriously. So if you don't know who Jeffree Star is, you might want to check out the tea if you want to have some fun. But for those of you who know, for those of you who are Scorpio, or you know a Scorpio, like my daughter's a Scorpio, you know what I'm talking about. They have this light going on with them. But that treachery, that drama, that vindictive, I gotta get you back. I gotta put you out there. I'm gonna expose you. All that negativity, all them plots and schemes, and I'm gonna pretend to be doing this so people will think that. All the mind games. That's what it is. The emotional manipulation, the mental manipulation. It's like, Scorpio, nah, it's not the way to go. All right, guys. Now, let me tell you 2 positive comments. The first one came from Pastel Pros. Pastel said, my first reaction isn't really fear, it's more why. We were talking about when somebody wants to be your friend, and I said my first reaction is fear. She said hers is why you wouldn't be my friend. Like, I know what type of person I am and I get worried. I'm extremely gullible and I'm usually taken for a ride and it's draining. I love too hard and I'm too trusting, which I know there is an evil out there, and for some reason it's attracted to me. Also, I'm best friends with a Virgo. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think negative energy is more attracted to positive people than anything else. Somebody once told me the narcissists are usually attracted to empaths. They're very attracted to that energy, and it makes a lot of sense. And Virgos, yeah, Virgos are cool, right? I like Virgos. I've come to find that I keep a lot of earth signs around me. And I think it's just because they help me ground myself when I fly off into the stratosphere. Valerie Bryant. Hey, Valerie. Valerie said, hi, Queen. I really enjoy all of your videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. And thank you for being here. All right, guys, it's getting ready to rain, so let me wrap up this video and say that I would love for you to come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.